everybody, today I'm here to do yet again another tag video. I can never stay away from tag videos as long as I try. There's just always an interesting one out there that I really want to do. And today's tag is definitely an interesting one and I'm so excited to do it. It is the Stranger Things book tag and I'm so excited. This was created by Sarah Sunbeams and I think it's so awesome that she made this into a tag. So if you're sitting there wondering what the heck is Stranger Things, I'm about to tell you. I'm sure a lot of you already know though. Stranger Things is a Netflix original series that came out a few months ago and it quickly sweeps the whole entire Netflix world. It's amazing. It is a love letter to the 80s, is what I like to call it. If you love 80s films or just the nostalgia of 80s, this is definitely a series for you. It's definitely like a love letter to a lot of horror movies, a lot of paranormal movies in the 80s. The whole premise follows this small town in Indiana. It's all about a kid named Will who goes missing and his mother, Joyce Byers, who's played by none other than Winona Ryder, which is like even more 80s and amazing, is desperately knows that he's not dead. He is out there somewhere that she cannot reach. So it becomes a huge manhunt to try to find her son, and it gets really crazy quickly. We have Will's friends trying to find him, and they encounter a girl that is kind of tied to everything. So that's all I can tell you without giving it away. It's a phenomenal show. I was very hesitant to watch it at first because it sounded kind of spooky and scary, and I'm not into that. And it is, I wouldn't say it's like spooky, but it does have some jump scares in it. Not intensely. It's just keep you on the edge of your seat, honestly, and it's very paranormal, very just the cinematography, the music, the acting. It is all just superb, beyond superb. The best Netflix original I have ever seen. So I highly recommend it, and this is the perfect time of year to watch it. Just go for it, just do it. If you're very hesitant, just give it a couple episodes because you will be hooked. I'm not kidding. So anyway, that's what the show's about. Using Sarah Sunbeams decided to make a book tag out of it, and that is why we're here today. So without further ado, let's get on to the questions. The first question is epic intro. The opening sequence of Stranger Things is amazing and really grabs your attention. A book that grabbed your attention from the very first page. And that is going to be Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is one of my favorite books this year. I just love it so much. It definitely gripped me from the very first page. It was just such a phenomenal book. If you're looking for a book about anti-heroes and kind of good versus evil, right versus wrong, this is definitely the book for you. I loved it like insanely a lot. The next question is Dungeons and Dragons. In a fantasy world that you would like to experience yourself. I could say a lot of, typical things like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, but I'm trying, every tag I try to do different heavy answers. I think I always throw a Harry Potter one in there because I gotta keep myself in check with my Harry Potter love. One I decided to pick was I would love to visit all of the courts in A Court of Thorns and Roses series. This one really delves into the Night Court in this book, the Mist and Fury one. I would love to visit the Night Court. I would love to visit the Summer Court. I talked about this one as well. I really would love to go to the Autumn Court. They haven't written it, but I know if they write it, I'm done. Like, that's it for me. Like, that'll be my court forever. I just love all of the courts in this book. I would love to visit all of them and just like stay for like almost each one to like really, go through proper seasons, because where I live, we don't have proper seasons. The next question is squad goals. And 11 met Mike, Dustin, and Lucas. Mostly a perfect team. And your favorite bookish group of friends. Of course, without a doubt, I'm gonna have to throw in there Harry, Ron, and Hermione. They'll always be my favorite like friendships. They're just amazing. I can't ever not think of them, but like I said, I'm trying to keep my Harry Potter love in check. I'm gonna give you some more because I'm all about variety here. I also really love all the characters and the Lunar Chronicles and how they all became friends and they became like literally a squad almost, and I really love them as well. I think they're an awesome squad. And of course, I also love my boys from the Raven Boys. I cannot get enough of Gansey, Adam, Rowan, and Noah. Like, I just love them so much. So if you want a great book, if you want some books about great friendships, there you are. The next question is ABCs and Christmas lights. Joyce Byers goes mad with grief after Will goes missing. Your favorite mentally unhinged character. This one was kind of hard for me because I know I've read a lot of books with mentally unhinged characters, but I couldn't really think of one. It was very hard for me. Sometimes you're looking at tag questions, you're just like, crap, I can't think of the one. And then after you film, you're like, oh, I thought of one. But I wouldn't say she's my favorite by any means, but she's definitely mentally unhinged. That is going to be Rachel from The Girl on the Train. Rachel has a lot of problems, mainly with an alcoholism. She's definitely mentally unhinged. She sometimes thinks she's done things where she hasn't done things, or she's seen things where she hasn't seen things. She definitely has a lot of things happening that's not so great. So, like I said, a lot of people don't like her. I enjoy Rachel. I definitely think that you know, she has room to grow, a lot of room to grow, but she was very interesting to read, I will say that. The next question is the upside down. Name a book that was the opposite of what you expected. For this one, I'm gonna have to go with, again, The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. You know, this is one of my favorite series of all time. I love it so very much. But when I first attempted, because it took me 3 different tries to actually really get into this book. On my very first attempt, I went into it thinking it was about one thing, and it's definitely not about that. First, when I first heard about it, I thought it was about Blue, who has a curse on her that if she kisses her true love, that he will die. And I thought that was pretty much all of it. There was just all the gist. No, it is so much more than that. I'd say that it's not one of the main plot. It is kind of one of the main plot lines, but it kind of falls to the wayside a lot, honestly, because there's a much bigger thing going on here with ley lines and paranormal things and just overall craziness. So I definitely did not expect that at all when I first attempted this book, and I'm glad I didn't, you know, because it just threw me for a loop. And I love this series so very much because of all the insanity and stuff that's in it. But when I went into it, I was expecting that, and I got another thing, and that is okay with me. The next question is Mad Scientist. Dr. Brenner likes to get freaky with humanity. I love that she put that in there. Name the freakiest dystopian government that you can think of. This one, whenever I think of like the worst dystopian government, I don't know if it's the freakiest one, but the worst dystopian government I can always think of is the Hunger Games. The fact that they do a freaking, you know, Hunger Games every year, put like a bunch of kids to kill each other, that just beyond baffles me and scares the crap out of me. I just really hope that does not come to our world one day. It may not, I don't know, but it is scary to even think about, let alone to read about. The next question is Demogorgon. Did I say that right? I always feel like I say it wrong. A scary, bookish creature that you would not want to come through your walls. And there is a lot. You can take a plethora of them. Like, I can name a whole bunch, because let me tell you, I really don't want anything coming through my wall. I'm good with that. One I could really think of that I just thought of, I don't know, I just had a vision in my mind of it, and that is, I'm gonna pronounce this so wrong, and I feel kind of cheating because I haven't read the book, but I watched the movies, and I read like a book by the author, so I don't know if that counts, but either way, I don't want this coming through my walls. And that is Nazgul, I don't know. They're also called the Dark Raiders, the Black Riders, a whole bunch of things. You know those things that are just like, they're black cloaked and they're just, they're freaky and they scare the crap out of me. Of course, they're from the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and they just scare the mess out of me. I mean, I kind of think also of Dementors, but I feel like these are even more scarier. They're both equally scary, so I'm gonna go with the Dark Riders. I mean, there's a lot of things in this series that I do not come through my walls. Like, take your pick. Any bad person and any bad thing in this? No coming through my walls. And the last question is cliffhanger ending. Name a book that left you wanting more. And this, again, I'm kind of changing it because there's not a lot of cliffhanger endings that I definitely was like, oh my gosh, I need this right now. Well, no, I take that back. There's a lot. But I'm trying to think, when I think of cliffhangers, ultimately, I think of like the end book in a series. Usually there's a lot of cliffhangers within series, and every time I'm like, I need more, I need more, I need more. But when I think ultimately of cliffhangers, I'm thinking of the last book in a series. Does that make sense at all? It was a cliffhanger, it was an open ending, and I didn't enjoy the open ending of it. Sometimes I like open endings, sometimes I'm like, why? And that's going to be Requiem by Lauren Oliver. This was definitely left open-ended. It didn't answer my questions. I was like, I need to know, I need to know what you decided, what's gonna go on, like what's the end result here, why am I not knowing this? So this is the one that definitely left me, I would say it left me wanting more because I wanted to know answers, but this is the one I picked. I hope that was a good pick. And that was the Stranger Things book tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have watched Stranger Things, let me know down in the comments, you know, why you like it, what's your favorite character. I will always be Hopper. I'm a huge Hopper fan. He is just my favorite altogether. I think he is just awesome. And you know, if you haven't watched Stranger Things, trust me on this, as the biggest scaredy cat there is, that's me. I watched Stranger Things and it kind of creeped me out, but it didn't like affect me so much to my dreams and stuff. Watch it. You will not be disappointed, I promise you. So just check it out. You know, just give it a first episode because that first episode's really amazing. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.